Go ahead. I wasn't going to ask questions about this event. I really wanted to talk to you about the role that you're going to have to play downstate. It appears that the governor is trailing badly downstate. Does this mean that you now have more responsibility to deliver votes from this portion of the state, or is there a strategy?
Yeah. First, I'd challenge anyone who says that the governor's trailing badly, that we're trailing badly downstate. I've been campaigning all over the state, and I've been getting a good response wherever I've been. There's a lot of folks who appreciate the governor's work on job creation, his ethical standards. Not everyone's happy, but I'm running into a good number of folks that make me very encouraged about our support across the state. How
do you think that it will break down? Will you go vote for vote with the Brady Plummer ticket downstate? Will it be 2-1?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought in great detail about the math. I can tell you, as the person on the Democratic or Republican ticket who's from the farthest south in the state, I think that's an advantage for me. I think that people understand that I know that laws that look uniform don't always have a uniform application across the state because of geographic differences, cultural differences, and I'm glad to be the voice for the rest of the state.
Yeah, I think it was the Rasmussen poll that just showed, as you break it down downstate, there was a significant trailing. I know that it's a touch-tone poll, but you know it's in range with some others. And the Brady ads that are running, you know, point out they gave raises and, you know, unemployment has remained and things like that. So I guess, are you saying that poll is wrong?
I'm saying that poll is inconsistent with what I'm talking to with real people and not telephones. So we have different ways of measuring things, me and the Rasmussen folks.
Understood. Let's see, what will you be telling these people today? Do you know what your role is, just the education thing?
Yeah, the governor has decided that I will be his education point person, which is a great spot for me. It's something I would do whether he gave me an official title or not. As a teacher, as a parent of 2 daughters who have been in public school from kindergarten through college, I know the value of public education, and I want to make sure that everyone in the state has access to a good quality public education.
Your counterpart, Jason Plummer, has been tasked by the leader of his ticket to have hearings at the border areas of the state to talk about what Illinois can do to get business from those areas. They've talked about, I know there's like an edge tax credit. They've also talked about eliminating the sales tax on gasoline. Can those things be done, or do you have any other solutions for job creation in those areas and others?
Well, I think the governor actually has, rather than just talk, a record of job creation. The president came to Illinois most recently to talk about Ford in Chicago, Ford that had talked about leaving the state and instead decided to stay in Illinois and add 1,200 jobs. We've got Boeing now going to be manufacturing in the Metro East. We've got Navistar going to be staying in Lisle. These are all through the governor working and working with tax credits to make sure that businesses stay and build in Illinois. On top of that, the governor's worked on a tax credit for small businesses. So businesses that hire a new employee for the whole fiscal year will get a state tax credit, a matching federal tax credit. So while the state economy may not be exactly where we want it to be, I think the governor's done a good job of moving us closer to the direction that we want to be in.
If you're headed to Jacksonville, they've got a plant over there that used to make CDs or DVDs, and they've laid off folks. The Maytag plants in Heron and in Galesburg aren't coming back. It's great that Ford's adding jobs in Chicago, and Navistar's saying, but there are a lot of folks way down here where the rest of us live.
And Caterpillar chose Texas for like 500 jobs or
right,
something.
Undoubtedly. Having Illinois lead the Midwest in job growth is a great thing, except if you're one of the people who doesn't yet have a job, right? That's why our work is not yet done. But Governor Quinn has been doing the work. It's popular to look at government as the enemy right now, but I think government has a role in stimulating some of this private sector activity, making it come about at the right time.
And maybe my last one, but the governor keeps saying we need the tax increase, only the 1 percentage point, and Brady, his ads say that's a 33% tax increase, this job-killing tax increase. So I know you have to respond to this all the time, but how do you respond to this?
Well, let's talk about tax increases. Brady said he would cut 10% across the board. He said this would cause a natural rise in real property taxes. That's something that really kills business opportunities, because property taxes a business has to pay whether they have a good year, whether they have a bad year. I'm interested in making sure that our schools are supported and supported fairly.
I was there, and I think he said property taxes naturally do rise. I don't think he said that would cause them to rise.
Maybe
But-
I've mischaracterized it. I've certainly read it as
Yeah.
a natural
Yeah.
rise, yeah.
Yeah, well, that there is one, and that's how, they would be able to cover the change at the local level if they didn't get as
Right.
much state support.
Right, I
That's what
think
he was
he's been fairly honest about acknowledging that you can't just cut education at the state level and have no one else step in to replace it.
saying. Okay.
Yeah. And that's